We have just about figured out what we want to name our second child, who is due any day now. But what we don't know is whether or not we want to share that name with the internet. This has been a conversation going on at our house for a little while now. It actually started before the birth of our first. I've been making content online for many years, and I've always had a small following. I started on YouTube, I was on Tumblr for a while, Instagram, and now TikTok, and I'm back on YouTube. TikTok is obviously where I get the most followers. I have like over 150,000 people on there now. And that number is small scale in the grand scheme of content creation, but big enough that it makes an impact on my day-to-day life. I live in a mid-sized Canadian city, and I would say here, I am like a Z-list celebrity, which being a Z-list Canadian celebrity, not exactly something to write home about, but it's notable. I'll go to the farmer's market, and every now and again somebody will say, hey, don't I know you from somewhere? Or I'll be at the library and they'll say, hey, you're that guy from TikTok. And they'll see my family and they'll feel like they know us because they see our content online. And they really don't. I don't mean to offend any of you. I love you. I really appreciate you coming along on all these journeys with us. But we have rich, complex lives that just never make it onto the internet and never will. So before the birth of our first child, I was already gaining some popularity online, and we talked about what would be the safest choice for our child in terms of their public presence. We did not want to be one of those like vlog families where we're documenting every little moment and throwing it on the internet for everyone to see. I don't want to be having my child sit on the potty for the first time and thinking I should get my phone out and put this on the internet. No, thank you. Not only would that be a violation of their privacy, but it would be disrespectful to their autonomy and their complexity as a human being. And please don't come for me, family vloggers. I'm not interested in getting in a fight about this. This is just our family's choice around this stuff. So we agreed on some rules that we even put in our parenting agreement, which I discussed in a previous video. And one of them was that we would never put our child's face on the internet, which has been a challenge for some of our relatives. I will say especially older relatives who love to put pictures on Facebook and don't understand why they can't put their grandbaby or whatever on there. And we have to say, sorry, friend, this is not something that goes online. If you want to have access to pictures of our child, you need to not put them on the internet. But aside from a handful of tricky conversations, this is a rule that we have all been able to respect and has been maintained. Our child, their face is not online. And I love that for them, especially with the advent of AI and just all the yucky stuff people can do on the internet now. However, we never really had a conversation about sharing their name. And when they were born, I didn't share their exact birth date, but I did share their full name with the internet on an Instagram post. Like I said, I'm not such a huge celebrity that everybody out there knows my child's whole name, but it is on the internet for people to see. And now my kid is like 3. And we're walking around the farmer's market and somebody goes, oh, this must be your child so-and-so. And I have to be like, you don't know them. Please don't. It's weird. And my kid feels like, how does this person know my name? And I am working on how to communicate that to them. That was my mistake. However, at the same time, I don't like feeling like I'm keeping my child's name a secret. I feel like it can invite people to actually dig deeper in kind of a weird way. And I also just don't love to censor that part of myself. So with the arrival of baby 2, I've been sort of puzzling over what to do about this. So I have my personal preferences, and then I also have the realities of safety concerns for my kid, especially this idea that a stranger could come up, claim to know who they are, seem to know their name, and that could be dangerous for them. And then I have the added layer knowing that most kids are not harmed by strangers, but by people they already know. So there's so many different factors to consider here. And then the added weirdness would be if I didn't share my second child's name, but I did share my first. Something about that's a bit odd, but maybe I'm realizing in real time that's not a big deal. Maybe it's a sign that I've learned something about protecting my child's safety. All of that is to say, I think the choice we're going to make is this. My children's first names are not secrets. They might be shared on my social media from time to time. I may do a name announcement even. But in my day-to-day, when I'm making videos for the internet, I've decided to select pseudonyms for both of them. My first child, I'll be nicknaming Peach because of a peach photo shoot we did with them when they were about 6 months old, and also because they just love peaches. It's their favorite fruit. Our second child, based on a suggestion from my first, will be nicknaming Strawberry. because they're being born in strawberry season, and also it's a very cute little nickname. And so when I talk about my kids from now on in these videos, I will primarily use those names to refer to them. Doesn't need to be 100% of the time, doesn't need to be a big deal if I slip up. I don't need comments saying, oh, I found your kid's real name on your partner's Instagram. It's just a preference, just a nickname that helps give them that slightly added layer of protection. And I hope that you can understand why I made that decision. And I invite you to reflect on what protecting your own child's safety, if you are a parent, might look like. I also welcome comments, questions, and advice, because I don't claim to be an expert on this. I'm just trying to figure it out as I go, balancing my life online with my real life with my family. Thanks. I'll see you when I see you.